Sammy's next argument was from fulfilled prophecy. He gave two examples. He said that Muhammad said that people would compete over the construction of tall buildings. That's been around forever, even in ancient Arabia. It wasn't, of course, skyscrapers, but they were competing over building tall buildings. And he says that people would come from everywhere to perform the Hajj. Well, they were doing that before Muhammad. That before Muhammad came and had his followers go to Mecca, that was a pagan practice. The pagans did that, and they came from all over the place. This is where Mecca made its money. That's why people were so mad at Muhammad when he was criticizing their idols. So I'm not sure how strong these are, but I'll raise some other problems with this. According to Muhammad, predicting the future is not evidence that a person is a prophet. Let's see what Muhammad says in Al-Bukhari. Some people asked Allah's messenger about the foretellers. These were fortune tellers, people who were predicting the future. He said, they are nothing. They said, "O Allah's messenger, sometimes they tell us of things which turn out to be true." So these people are predicting the future, and they're doing it accurately. Allah's messenger said, "A devil snatches that true word and pours it into the ear of his friend, the foreteller, as one puts something into a bottle. The foreteller then mixes that word with 100 lies." So according to Muhammad, these fortune tellers who are predicting the future were doing it because of a jinn. The jinn would hear something from God, then tell it to the fortune teller. The fortune teller would mix it with lies and then spread it. And Muhammad says this is no evidence at all, even if they were getting it right. And so the examples that Saami presented I don't think are very persuasive. For instance, the people coming to Mecca from the Hajj. I mean, Jesus said that the gospel would be preached in all nations. The gospel is now being preached in all nations. I wouldn't consider this a tremendous fulfillment of prophecy. I wouldn't use that as evidence, probably. So the examples aren't very strong, and yet we find Muhammad himself saying predicting the future is not evidence. So Saami says predicting the future is evidence for Muhammad. So we have Muhammad's view versus Saami's view. Of course, Muhammad's view helps me more right now. Muhammad said things
15 minutes, and if you play it back again, there was no rebuttal. I'll give you an example. Muhammad made a prophecy, it's fortune telling. He's first of all twisting two separate issues with each other. The Prophet Muhammad was not talking about prophecies, he was talking about fortune tellers. The people who you go into a box and pay them $5 to predict your future. These are two completely separate things. And if you read the hadith, it's simply talking about these fake fortune tabloid tellers you see in your newspapers for Gemini or whatever, Torahs like me. So it's talking about these people, not prophets and prophecies. Secondly, the Prophet Muhammad, when he said people will construct tall buildings, he was referring to his own people. Go look in Dubai and everywhere, they only had tents. They had nothing high. In fact, a structure like this isn't even considered high at all. You go look now, and they have the tallest buildings in the world. You can't simply ignore that. What about the Hajj? The Hajj prophecy was made in the Prophet's time. Sure, a few thousand people used to go, but now we have 2 million people going. So there's a big difference. So these are fulfilled prophecies. In fact, I forgot to bring another prophecy. Remember when I told you when the pagans were coming to attack Medina and the Prophet dug a trench around it? There was a Persian guy. He couldn't hit a rock. It was stuck. There was a rock and he was trying to dig on it. So he told the Prophet. The Prophet came to him and he got the shovel and he hit it. A light came out. He hit it again. Another light came out. And the Prophet told him, the first light means you're going to conquer the Persians. The second light, you're going to conquer the Syrians, the Byzantines. Now think about it. Some of the hypocrites amongst the Muslims said, this guy is saying we're going to conquer the Persians and the Romans, the Byzantines, the strongest people, and look at us now, we're trapped in Medina, we can't even go out. What a coincidence, like in 20 years later, or 30, I'm not sure which date, the prophecy is fulfilled. So another one, we have prophecies being fulfilled during our lifetime, during our lifetime to see for ourselves. In fact, I'll give you another one right now. Recently in Holland, the police want to legalize public sex in parks. The Prophet Muhammad prophesied that one day humans will be like animals having sex with no shame in public. And this is going to happen within a few years. Another one for you to see. Unlike the Bible, we don't see any of it happening. Only it says wars will happen. That's not really a very good prophecy. I'm giving you specific prophecies, not vague ones you can see for yourselves. So anyway, what else did he bring up? He brought up the issue